Hey all, Lawrence from Express Unity, and today we are going to be continuing our multiplayer survival series. Now, I know it has been a while since the last episode, so I've kind of lost track a little bit with what I was actually doing, so please forgive me for that, but I thought I'd just continue off by just starting our actual, getting our player controller all fixed up with an actual player with animations, and yeah, we'll do a bit of animation layering as well. So what I mean by that is we could have, for example, the legs be animating with, say, a walk or run animation while we are hitting a tree with an axe or something, and that will be a completely different animation. So I've just gone ahead and I've found this free character on the asset store. Anything I do in this with this character should work for any other model. Might be some tweaks here and there if you guys have your own models, but yeah, it should all, for the most part, work pretty much identical. So I'm just gonna go ahead and install this. I'm not gonna include the demo. I don't want the actually we might leave that because it might break the model, but yeah, we'll just import that. And we will start with a few basic things. Now, I was trying to find a super low poly free model, but honestly, this is like the best thing I could find. So, what is this? I'm trying to replace create instance of soldier. Oh, is this because I removed the demo scene? Really? It's not continuing. Can I still run it? Yep, looks like I can still run it. Alright, so all I really care about is the model and the animation, so anything else, yeah, not really interested in. So, we want to go to our resources and grab our current player. And we will be editing this. So we currently do not have a graphics container. Oops. So what I usually like to do is have a child, and that is usually what is holding all our graphics. So I'm going to actually unpack this. And oh, actually, you know what? Let's not do that, because that'll end up breaking all the links to a lot of other things. So let's just drag that in, and let's just open up the prefab editor if I can get to it. Okay, so let's just right click it, we'll create a new empty, and let's just call it graphics. And let's go to the models. I will assume it's this one. Looks like it. If we can get the soldier. Okay. So we're just going to drag this in the graphics. Saving failed. Please check the console windows. Okay, what is happening? Okay, well, we don't want any scripts on it, so if I doubt yours would have any errors if you include the demo, but yeah, I'm just going to remove that stuff. Okay, so first off, our soldier is a little bit small, so we are just going to scale him a little and just position him to about the same height as the current collider that we have, because we're literally not going to be changing anything. We're going to be keeping most of what we have as is. So that is good. Now in the main player, we no longer want our we want to remove the mesh renderer and the mesh filter. And if we really wanted to now, we can come along and change the radius of this. But I'm going to leave it as is. So that is looking okay. Now we have our animator here. And the first thing we want to do is create a new folder. And we're going to call this animations. and we're going to create a new animation controller or animated controller and just call this player. And on our soldier, we are going to drag that there onto our current animated component. We do not want root motion enabled, as the current controller I've made for it isn't really motion driven by any animation, and I'm not so sure that the animations included with this guy are root motion enabled either. So yeah, we'll just set everything as is right now. Alright, so we want to open it up and we want to start with this. So we want to find our animations. Alright, so what do we have? We have crouching, damage, death, bite stands idle. We can preview this by dragging, we want to go inside of it and then click it. And then we can drag our model in there and we can preview it. So, if we play that, we can see what it is. Pretty standard idle animation. So, that's going to be the first animation I drag in. Okay, so we'll close that. Hit is probably also another one we want. Oh wait, no, that's that's him punching. But that is something we could use, but I haven't really set anything up for that, and I'm not sure if I will end up getting time to do it in this series, so we'll just leave it for now. Jump, how's this look? Yeah, it's not a bad jump, so let's just drag that in there. We have... Do we have walk? Yes, we have a walk. So we'll drag the walk in there, and I believe we also have a run. I saw it somewhere here. Okay. So these are just our basic animations here. Now, I just dragged these in here just to know what I currently want. So I'm just going to drag these off to the side. The first thing we want is a parameter, and we could call this speed. And another one, we want a trigger, and we want to call that jump. Now, the idle is going to be our default, and we want to create a new blend tree, and I'm just going to rename this to movement. And if we open that up and we change, okay, parameters are already set to speed. So we want to add our two motions. And let's go to our base layer. We have our walks. So let's just click on that to quickly move to that area. So our first one is our walk, and then the next is our run. Whoops, didn't mean to open it like that. So now we can go here, click on the blend tree. Alright, so if we play this now and we drag our speed slider, you can see that the faster we go, it'll slowly transition into our run animation. So that is pretty cool. Now, in our base layer, what we want to do is make a transition into the movement blend tree on the condition that speed is greater than 0.1. And we want to move back to idle on the condition that speed is less than 0.1. So that's all set up for us. Now we're going to use this jump, and we could go into, let's go from any state. So from any state, we want to make a transition. And it is going to be our trigger, which is our jump. And it is... we don't really want to have an exit time, right? Because let's say, for example, we are using our walk animation and we press our jump key. It's going to wait for the walk animation to finish before we jump. So we want to make sure that has exit time is unchecked. Transition duration, I usually just put it at 0.1, but you can experiment with that. But that should be it for that. And then we just want to exit into our idle. And this one we have a exit time. And this one will be 0.1, and our transition will be 0.1 as well. So if it's in any state, we should be able to jump. Once jump finishes, it'll go back into idle. And if we're doing any movement, it'll just should immediately switch over to our movement. Otherwise, we could make another transition and do the exact same as this one here. But that shouldn't be needed. This should be good as it is. We also don't need these two run and walk tiles now, so I'm just going to go ahead and delete those. Alright, so you can position these tiles however you feel. But that looks okay to me. So back to our scene. Should have that there. Yes, we do. And okay. Now, what scripts we'll be using our player controller. And actually, there is some stuff that we also need to add in order to sync our animations. So we want to add a photon animator view. Okay, so, whoa. Oh, not in this one, sorry. We want to... how are we gonna do this? 'Cause it's... Okay, let's just see if this works. I'm not hopefully it doesn't, but... this... Okay, I was gonna say if it adds another photon, Oh, it does. Adds a photon view. Yeah, that's gonna be very... That basically means each player is gonna contain 2 IDs. And that's not really what we want. Alright. For now, we'll keep it like this. It should still work. But here is what we want to do. Because we are actually going to be using layers, we will want to be syncing layers as well. So we're just going to change everything to discrete. Not sure what that means, but we'll continue ahead and hopefully that's not a problem. So we'll just give that a quick save, and if all is well with this, we also need to drag our animator view into our observed components in the photon view. Actually, can we do this? I drag this in there. Oh, actually that won't work, would it? No, because that's getting the transform. If we lock that... No, you know what? This is probably just making it overly complicated. Let's not worry about that. We will just keep everything as it is, because it should work correctly. Give that a save. Alright, so... we want to get our animator. So, public animator. I'm just going to call it anim. And let's go ahead and populate that variable once Unity has compiled. Alrighty. Oops, that's not the one I want. We want the soldier. Put that in there. Okay. So, let's see, we have our target velocity. Where are we changing it? So val change is our current add force. So before we add force, we should be fine to just say anim.setFloat, and I believe we call it speed, and it should be fine for us to just pass that value in there. And then we want to do dot magnitude. Might return a very large number though. Oh well, we'll see what it does. That should be fine though. And then for our jump, just realized we do have a problem with our jump. But we don't actually have any collision code controlling our jump, do we? Or am I just completely blind here? Is grounded. No, we don't have anything to say if we're grounded or not. Nothing here. This is fixed update. So this is... It's nothing to do with any of this. Okay. Interesting. So all this time that our jump hasn't been working, I wonder why. Okay, well, we'll do this for now and we'll figure that out soon. So we want to set our bool, and it is called jump, and we simply want to oh, actually, we don't need to... No, it's not a bool, sorry. It is a trigger. And when it's a trigger, you just need to call it, and it'll just run and do its thing. So, that should be good. We should now have an animated character. So let's just enable the camera to see exactly where it is positioned and how it's going to look exactly. So if we look down, we can obviously see ourselves. So let's try and get this matching eye level. Okay. So that looks cool. So, with our near, let's just reduce that so that now if we turn, we're not actually clipping into our nose or anything like that. What we're going to end up doing is basically, if we are the owner of this model, we're going to just disable maybe we can just disable this. I mean, that could work. We're just gonna end up disabling the model itself. Yeah, I kind of don't want to get too into inverse kinematics like I did with the FPS, because that kind of takes a lot of time. Because what I would have done is basically link the camera to the actual head bone and stop the head from animating using an animation, and instead basically follow the camera movement. So yeah, I kind of don't want to go through any of that pain, and we are just... Oh wait, I just remembered about that error. I hope it saves. I think it did save. Yeah, okay. So I think that should be good. So if we go ahead and... Alright, so that's all there now. If we go into our... I think it's master. And we play it. Join random. Okay, so if we move... okay. We are playing the idle animation. So let's go and find the player. And we want to go to the soldier here. And let's just drag this to the side to see exactly what it's doing. So our values are actually changing. So speed is 0.1. I think that's our problem. Our problem is that it doesn't really go above that. So if we go into our movement, we have the condition that speed needs to be greater than 0.1. Okay, what about our jump? There you go. Our jump kind of works, right? It's a bit fast. So I think we can change that. The settings, duration, I think we just increase that. We should be fine. Oh, I mean, there you go. We were having jumping problems. So, okay. Alright, well, I mean, we have a jumping animation now. That's all set. So now it's just our speed, and the simplest thing we can do here with our speed, let's see. I mean, first off, just to see if it actually works, let's just, I don't know. Let's times it by 4. The actual speed that we set in the animator isn't going to actually change the speed of our animation, but the faster it transitions from 0 to 1 basically means that it could either basically snap or slowly transition. Are we still not? What's going on with this? So it was all going so smoothly as well. We've got the jump working, just not this. Okay, so if we speed is oh, there we go. That took ages. And then if we again, I think that's running. Well, I mean, probably wouldn't because of that. Okay. So what are we missing in the movement? Oh, idle. Idle has an exit time. We do not want it to have an exit time. Movement, again, we don't want it to have an exit time. So transitions, 0.1 and 0.1. And let's quickly look at this because we have so where does it manipulate the speed of our run? Press needed for run. Where are we actually manipulating this value? Oh, press needed for run. Okay. So yeah, target val is, oh, we're using val change. Okay. So target value dot magnitude. Let's see what happens with that. And of course you can set these values however you see fit. I'm just setting them based on what my current system is. Which isn't really a great system, to be honest. So if we, there we go, we are walking. So now if I run, we should get the, or is that full speed? Need to go back into the player to see this. Okay, so okay, yeah, speed is a little off here. Yeah. So how can we get the correct value here? I haven't really been in Unity for a very long time. So all the maths in my brain is kind of melted because I've been at work so much. I'm sure it's something simple that I'm overlooking here. See, we kind of want... Well, I mean, you know what we could do, I think, is for this one here, we could just set the speed to 0.5, and then the one here, we just set it to 1. The only problem with this is there is not a lerp between this value now, right? So we're just gonna see a sudden switch from when we are walking and when we are running. And I mean, it works. But I think that's the force constantly being applied, so that isn't... I mean, it works, but it's not really what we're looking for. So... So what did this return? What other... I'm sure I'm just missing something very simple here. Normalize will give us magnitude of 1. Oh, maybe that's what we want. Oh, is that a vector? Oh. What do we want for that then? So if it returns something of 1, let's see. So if we're currently stopped, so that's good. So if we walk, I think that's still the run. And then if we stop, yeah, okay. So we still have this problem. I kind of don't want to spend too much time on that, but that is all the animation stuff working. I'll kind of remember my maths while I'm just looking back over this project. Like I said, it's been a while since I've opened this, and well, I mean Unity in general, besides from my last video. So, yeah, I kind of need to reteach myself a lot of stuff. So let's go ahead and let's just build and run and test that our animations are in fact working across the network. Alrighty. Hopefully nothing has changed in the playfab stuff, because I haven't touched the playfab side of this project in quite a while. Hopefully all my logins for the test accounts are the same. Oh, okay. So that is not what we want. Did I leave the camera enabled? Let's see, there's a player. The camera is enabled. Okay, so disable the camera, apply all, and that should work now. Simple mistakes, that's all they are. Wait, what is that error? I think it's still because we have the one original soldier model that's still trying to reference all those scripts, but shouldn't stop us from compiling. I don't think. Did it? I think it did. Oh, are you kidding me? Come on. Failed. Literally. Don't do that to me, please. Try to replace prime. Okay. We need to fix the original model, otherwise this is going to continue giving us grief. So we're just going to remove this and save. Okay. There's still one more. Let's just play. Okay, no more errors. Save, build and run. Alrighty, this should now all work, besides from the lack of my mathematical skill to get the actual walk and speed to be correct. But that's just a matter of reminding myself how to do that stuff. Because I think it's literally been almost a month since I opened Unity, before I did the last video. Because I've just been super busy with work, and I really want to get some free time again, because I do enjoy making games. And I really want to start getting my MMORPG to a state where I can start getting people to help me test it. This guy's on the bottom somewhere. Oops. Where is he? It's not down here, right? Kind of looks like where he is. That rock and all. I don't think he is. And now I'm trapped down here. Oh no. Come on, jump. Alright. Oh yeah, that's one other thing we'll be fixing next video, because I think I know what it is with our jump. I think it's because we're doing all the jump for detecting our key press in our fixed update. And really, fixed update is only for our physics. We don't... Oh, there he is. Alright, well there you go. We now have animations correctly synced. A little bit laggy. Oops. Oh, goodness. A little bit laggy, but I'm using my phone network right now, so that's probably why. Alrighty, that's looking pretty good, to be honest. Cool, cool. Alrighty. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. I definitely enjoyed making it. I will get back to you guys regarding this. I mean, I'm sure you guys already know the fix to this, but it's not really a fix, it's just my lack of knowledge at this moment. But yeah, that's our only issue right now. Video's been dragging on a little bit too much, but I'll figure out the math to this little problem in the next video, and then we'll also fix our jump. Honestly, our problem right now is just we're calling a key down event in the fixed update, which is something you should never do. All key events should always be done inside of update. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a like and subscribe if you did. Comment down below what you want to see next. We do have a Discord server as well. If you need any help or you just want to join the Express Unity family. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.